Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Mindful Mondays here at Dallas Meditation Center. We stream every Monday at 7:30 p.m. And tonight is Monday, June the 8th. And welcome to you all. I'm so glad you could join us. And if there are any of you who are here for the first time, welcome. And those of you who've been here before, welcome to you as well. And so tonight we will do our usual practice of meditation. We will do a lightly guided meditation and then a talk. And then after that, we will join for discussion and sharing on Zoom. And I hope you'll join us there. And I will post that link in the chat window on YouTube in a little bit. And some of you have that link from other weeks or from email I sent earlier today. So, and if you're here for the first time, our practice is intentionally beginner friendly. And, it's about mindfulness and being aware of when the mind has wandered and kind of bringing it back to the present moment. And that's mindfulness. So I will begin with 3 sounds of the bell, and then we will begin with our opening affirmation. And feel free to check in on the chat window in YouTube, and let's begin. May we and all beings be happy and free. May we and all beings transform our suffering. May we and all beings rejoice in all joys. May we and all beings be at peace. So I'm Cornell, and tonight I'm joined by Alex, who will lead us in meditation and a short talk. And I'll just say hello to those of you who have checked in. Hello to Cheryl, James, Meredith, Carrie, and Rich, and Patty. Hello, everyone. So glad you could join us. So I'll send it over to Alex now, who will lead us in meditation and a talk.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. It's good to, I can't see you, but you can see me, so it's good to kind of see you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing those who join the Zoom afterwards as well. So to start our meditation, I have a bell here that I'm going to ring 3 times. And we'll start by closing down the eyes. You can take a deep breath in and out. You can feel the breath as it enters and then leaves your body. And as it leaves, you can feel your body relax. And now is a good time to just acknowledge this moment. Maybe there's some distractions, some things that you forgot to do, or things that you still need to do that come into the mind. And that's okay. There'll be time to attend to those later. But right now, you have this time for yourself. And can just take this moment to appreciate the gratitude to yourself for making this space to just be. So we'll start by becoming aware of the surroundings, any sounds that we hear, Just acknowledge them. Just take this moment to center ourselves in our environment. And then we can bring our focus to our body. Any pleasant sensations, perhaps in our shoulders or face, our arms or legs, or any painful or other types of sensations. Just take this moment to acknowledge them. Just be okay with their presence. Now, as we become more aware of our body, we may choose to stay here with the body, or you can bring your awareness to rest on your breath, on the steady in breath and out breath, the rise and fall of your chest. Can feel as the air enters through your nostrils, as your lungs expand, and then as the breath leaves your body and back out through the nose. Now we'll just rest with the breath for a few minutes. Again, if any distractions or thoughts enter your mind, that's okay. You can just acknowledge them and let them be. Remind yourself that you've made this time to relax and that you'll have time for those other things later in the day. And now, as you start to settle into the breath, you may choose to imagine taking in compassion and love as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, exhaling any anxiety or stress that you may be feeling, either in your body or in your mind. Breathing in compassion and kindness for yourself, and breathing out any negative feelings any negative emotions, relaxing both the body and the mind. Breathing in love and compassion, breathing out stress. We're filling our bodies and our minds with compassion and care so that after we leave, we may share that with others. You may choose to bring your focus to your heart and look at what it really feels like as you breathe in love and compassion for yourself, for your body and your mind. And you may observe how your body and your mind feel as you exhale, exhaling any stress or tension. Breathing in and breathing out. And now you may choose to stay in this state, or if you would like, I invite you to reverse the process and start breathing in any negative feelings or emotions, maybe of those around you, maybe of loved ones, maybe of strangers, people we've read about. Now that we've filled ourselves with love and compassion, we may be able to breathe in the suffering of others, and as we breathe out, radiate that compassion that we've cultivated in ourselves. We can breathe in any negative feelings we may have for those of others, and then breathe out compassion, understanding, and care. And as you breathe in and out, you may want to become aware of the texture and the feeling as we breathe in suffering, and as we breathe out, radiating from all the pores in our body, kindness and care. You can think about what the texture of suffering, the sadness of others, and recognize that this is something that we all share. All human beings have suffering and sadness, but we can also radiate kindness and compassion for both others and ourselves. We may choose to imagine radiating kindness and compassion for others as a white light that, as you exhale, shines out of your body and on to anyone that you've chosen to fix your attention on. Perhaps a loved one, a family member, friend. Or perhaps a cashier, or someone working at a store where you've gotten food. We can recognize that ways that we all depend on each other, on our family and friends for care and love, and on strangers, cashiers, or people working at the stores where we buy the food that we need. It's nice to be able to appreciate that and acknowledge it during our meditation. That we can breathe in the sacrifices that those people may be making for us, and that we can breathe out caring and kindness and compassion for them. And if at any time, if you've chosen to breathe in negative emotions and filter it within yourself so that you can radiate kindness and compassion, if at any time during that process you find any strong feelings bubbling up within you or any discomfort, can simply acknowledge that and then switch back to the first practice where you breathe in love and kindness for yourself and breathe back out the anxiety, fear, stress, we're in a constant process of giving and receiving with our surroundings, with those around us. And we have each other and our other communities, our friends and family there for us when perhaps we need some care and compassion. And when we're able to fill ourselves with that, then we can give back to others. And if you feel able to breathe in the suffering of others, any negative emotions you may find coming up as well as you're meditating, if you feel able, you may wish to explore how that feels. Is there any texture or color? Perhaps a negative emotion feels rough, maybe dark, warm. And when you need a break, or as you exhale, you may choose to turn your attention to the positive emotions. Love for yourself, for those you care about, something you're grateful for, and also explore how that feels. What color is that? What texture is that for you? Perhaps it's a cool, smooth, bright type of sensation. And you may choose to experiment with those sensations, breathing in warm, breathing out cool. Breathing in rough, warm, breathing out smooth and cool. Breathing in dark, breathing out light. And as we cultivate our ability to breathe in other suffering and transform it into something positive, we may find that both in our meditation and in our interactions with others, we have just a little bit more space for positivity, even when those around us are suffering or saying something unkind to us. And that's something that we can cultivate during our practice. And then it's like a little gift that we can give to others. So now, as we're nearing the end of the meditation, just take a couple minutes to turn back inward and acknowledge the gratitude to yourself, your body for carrying you throughout the day. And breathing back in love and kindness and compassion for yourself. Any tough emotions that you're feeling, you can breathe them out. Taking a moment to just appreciate yourself and fill yourself up with love and compassion and that may have drained throughout the day or during the course of this practice. Breathing in love, breathing in kindness, breathing out any stress or anxiety. And coming back into the body, bringing some feeling back into the arms and legs, and opening our eyes. Thanks everyone for that practice. It felt really good for me. I hope it did for you as well. So I'm going to go on to a reading that I wanted to share with everyone. So this is something that I read a while back, and it really spoke to me. I can tend to put a lot of pressure on myself, and so I thought this reading was really good for me. Um, it comes from I think it's the Thai forest monastery, and so all these talks are on dhammatalks.org, and this one's called Patience. And this is how it goes. We are an impatient society. Everything has to be done fast. The results have to come fast, or else we lose interest quickly. It's because we're so impatient that we don't understand what patience is all about. When we're told to be patient, many times we think it's a sign that we shouldn't care about the results, that we don't have to be so committed to the practice, that we can let things take their course whenever they want to. We think that patience means a lack of resolution, a lack of dedication, that you're carefree and indifferent about when things are going to come together, when the results are going to show. But that's not what patience really means. Patience means sticking with the causes of your practice, no matter how long it takes to get the results. I lost my place now. In other words, you're resolute in doing the practice, you stick with it, you stay with it, slow and steady. Khanti, the Pali word we often translate as patience, also means endurance. It means that you stick with things even when they take a long time to show results. You don't get frustrated. You remind yourself this is a path that takes time. After all, we're unlearning a lot of habits that we've been indulging for who knows how long. So it stands to reason that it's going to take time to unlearn those habits. The only way to unlearn them is to actually stick with the practice, to be resolute in what you're doing. This firm resolution is what's going to make the difference. For those of you who've never lived on a farm, even you know that farmers don't have an easy life. They work hard, especially in Thailand, where they don't have a lot of labor-saving devices. When the time comes to do what needs to be done, they have to do it quickly. In other words, when the rice grains are ready, you have to harvest them quickly before the mice get to them. You have to take care of them quickly, winnow the rice quickly before any late season rain comes to spoil it. So it's not a matter of being slow or casual. This patience of a farmer. The patience of a farmer is the sort that knows you can't plant rice today and expect to have the grains ripen tomorrow. It's going to take time, and during that time, it's going to require work. Fortunately for farmers, they have experience. They know from previous years how long it takes. We, however, don't have that kind of experience. We're working on something new, developing new habits in the mind. Sometimes we read passages about how you can gain awakening in 7 days if you're really dedicated, and we come away with unrealistic ideas of how quickly we should see results in order to deem our practice successful. This is not to say that it's not impossible, but just that most of the people who could get results in 7 days have already gotten results. That leaves the rest of us here muddling along, which doesn't mean we should be any less dedicated to our practice. We should just realize that it's going to take time. Good things always take time. The tree with the most solid heartwood are the ones that take the longest to grow. So we do the practice. focusing on what we're doing rather than getting into an internal dialogue about when the results are going to come, what they're going to be like, and how we can speed up the practice. Many times, our efforts to speed things up actually get in the way. Our practice is pretty simple. Stay with the breath, allow the mind to settle in with the breath, be friends with the breath. Allow the breath to open up and get more gentle, more and more porous, so your awareness can seep into the breath. That's all you have to do. Of course, we want to add things on top of that to make the results come faster, but the things we add on top get in the way. So try to keep things simple. Just stay with the breath. If the mind is going to get into any dialogue, engage in a dialogue about how the breath feels right now, reminding yourself to stay with the breath, catching the mind when it's going to slip off. There's a lot of work to do, even when you try to keep it simple. Just keeping the mind with the breath. As for whether the results are coming as quickly as you'd like, or when they come, where they're going to stay as long as you'd like, that's going to depend on what you're doing right here with the breath. Our desire to have the results come, our desire to have them stay, is not going to keep them there. The actual doing of the practice is what will make the difference. There's a passage in the text where the Buddha talks about a hen incubating her eggs. Whether or not the hen has a desire for the eggs to hatch, they're going to develop. Whether or not she has a little dialogue about how quickly she wants them to come and why they aren't coming any faster than this, all those little questions that she probably doesn't have the brain to ask. Our problem is that we do have the brains to ask those questions and they get in the way. If you're going to ask questions about what you're doing right now. Is that you wandering off? Where are you going? Are you looking for trouble? Or are you staying right here? That's all you have to ask. Just be really consistent and resolute in sticking with what you know you have to do. If you find yourself flagging, learn how to give yourself pep talks, encouraging yourself along the way. Do what you can to keep the mind right here as consistently and steady as possible. Consistency is what builds up momentum. Although we'd like momentum to build up fast, sometimes our minds are pretty massive, and massive minds are the ones that take time to accelerate. So try to streamline things as much as you can. Stay focused, stay resolute in what you're doing. As for the results, that's what you're patient about. Don't allow yourself to be patient or tolerant about vagrant thoughts that pull you away from the breath. Patience relates to the process of causality, in the sense that you can't push the results to appear unless the causes are right. Sometimes the causes take a while to come together. But you can rest assured that when they do, they'll bring the results, without your having to concoct a whole lot of preconceived notions about them. When they do come, don't abandon the causes. When the mind finally does get a sense that it's settling in, feel comfortable. Don't leave the breath to focus on comfort. The comfort's there. You can think of it spreading through the body, but spread it through the body by the means of the breath. If you abandon the breath, it's like letting the foundation of a house rot away. You like the house, it's a comfortable place, but if you don't look after the foundation, you'll soon have no place to stay. So the focus should always be on the causes, and you should apply yourself to the causes with as much commitment and resolution as you can muster. Let go of your thoughts about how long you've been practicing, what results used to be in the past. Focus on what you're doing totally, on what you're doing right now. Yes, so I wanted to share this because it talks, I think pretty specifically about meditation, but I liked what it says about meditation and the breath, but I also equally like, I guess, how that applies to the rest of my life. And I mentioned I can kind of put a lot of pressure on myself and try to make things happen fast. And actually, there's one part that I particularly liked. Let me see if I can find it again. Yeah, about just being really consistent and sticking what you know you have to do. Um, I think it's pretty easy to look at the short term and think everything's lost. And yeah, I just really like that idea of what you can control is your actions and your thoughts, and then just having consistent action and thought and consistent effort in applying, focusing on what you feel is important, and having a goal, and then just focusing on what you can control. I just felt that was really useful to me, especially in this time with all the things that are happening, and wondering what I can do. And um, I really like the idea of how patience is important, and in not patience in the sense that it says not patience in the sense of not caring, but patience in the sense of focusing on what you can really control, and then really dedicating yourself to it. So yeah. So I'll hand it back to Cornell now to close us out.
So thank you, Alex, for that talk and for your really nice meditation. That talk to me was, I think what rang true for me, there were a few things in there I do like about, underneath talking about the chickens. He was mentioned, ask the questions that are pertinent to right now. So that was very meaningful to me. And then also the patience of the farmer, which was the patience to wait, but at the time that the crops are ready, it's the patience to know that you're going to need to get a lot of work done. So appreciate that. So here in a bit, we will go over to a Zoom meeting for sharing and discussion, and I'll put that link up here in just a second. Other announcements are just watch. I think there's going to be a special guest at the Wake Up group next week, Tuesday, not tomorrow, but the week after. One of the monastics from Magnolia Grove, I believe, will be a guest at their meeting next week. So hopefully some information will come out about that soon for those of us who might want to slip in and listen or watch it later. Just a heads up about that. And a reminder that our organization and these projects and this live cast, all of these things are supported totally by the donations of the community, and the community is you and me. So please participate in that. You can donate at the Dallas Meditation Center website. There are links in the description where you can do that. And you can also text the word mindful to the number 44321 on your phone. So I'm going to drop that link into the chat window now, and then we will close out. So the Zoom link should appear in the chat here in a second, and you can go there and just know that you can go there each week. So anyway, I hope you have a great evening, and hope to see many of you over on Zoom for the discussion. And let's close with our closing affirmation. Countless beings we vow to free. Ceaseless afflictions we vow to end. Limitless truth doors we vow to open. The deepest paths of awakening we vow to realize. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you over on Zoom here in a few seconds. Thank you.